Do both now. I don't know why. Facebook's is sort of like, I do it. Putin's probably on Facebook. That's how lame it is. You know, it's pretty lame. Okay, there you go. Hey, what's up? I'm okay, Linda. What's going on? They took Putin's black belt away. He's such a loser. I don't blame him. It was an honorary black belt too, which is, you know, that's like having an honorary doctorate. You're not really a doc. You didn't do anything for it. What did he do for it? It was in Taekwondo. He doesn't even, as far as I know, he knows judo. He's probably lousy at that. I just think that he's a pussy. That's me. That's my own personal opinion. I think he's a fat old man that is real soft, and proof of that is when he plays hockey. Now, I'm not a hockey player, I admit it. I don't play hockey. But I know when Vladimir is out on the ice and he's playing with the national team and he's scoring on them, like 4 goals, I know it's a joke. It's a joke and they're letting him do it. What a loser. Who would do that? Like, oh, you know, okay, we're gonna go play hockey and I'm President Putin, so you better let me score or else you know what happens. You know, nothing's wrong with hockey, but Vladimir Putin on ice is a joke. There's nothing wrong with hockey, but seeing him playing the Olympic team, the Russian Olympic team, and scoring on them is a joke. He's like, what? How old is Vlad? He's old and fat. He's been fat for years. I was watching this one thing just recently, you know, that shot of him where he's fishing with his shirt off. It's probably like 48 degrees. So, what are you trying to prove? It's cold. Oh, you're real tough. You know he put his fucking coat right back on after, you know, they stopped doing it. I gotta get rid of this crap. But you know what I'm saying? So he's casting, he's like, you know, it's like in Siberia or something. It looks cold. It'd be like fishing in Alaska in the early spring. It's gonna be cold. Put your shirt on, Dick, you look like an idiot. But like, it's like he's trying to get one of his pecs to like flex, like, give me a break. Oh, he's overcompensating. I don't even know if it's overcompensation. I think it's all just branding. You know, he couldn't get a goal on the Russian national team if he tried. He's a joke. He's an old guy. Like, it's just all a joke. Like, what are you trying to prove, dude? Somebody's saying that they think he's, like, ill. You know, like he's got something wrong with him. Somebody said there's some kind of video where you can see his foot shaking or something, like he might have something. He's older. It's very possible. But, you know, that kind of like, you know, that'd be like Biden, okay? Biden played hockey when he was young. The man's 80 years old. So he's going to go, and he can still skate. And they put a uniform on him. And then he's skating around the ice and they let him score. How much of a loser would that, you know, that'd just be a loser. That's Putin. You know? Playing in the Olympics was his make-a-wish. I mean, seriously, what a loser. Like, it's just so obvious that the guy there must be people that are just laughing about him in that country, and now it's two ladies in office, so you don't laugh about him because if you do, you get poisoned or something. That's pretty. That's right there is like the fact that the man made it so he can stay in office for life. Who would want to do that? Okay, first of all, I think anybody that gets 2 terms of the presidency doesn't want a third. Why don't you relax? You know, you did it. Now go. Guy's got issues. Oh, how much money does a man need? It's supposedly he's the richest man on earth, right? He's the richest guy. How much do you really need? Like, what's your problem? His own people don't care for him. Yeah, they're stuck with him. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Could you imagine oh yeah, I can't imagine getting stuck with someone. We almost did. See the news on that recently? We also, well, sane people have known it for a long time. People that were watching one cable channel had no idea. But, you know, hey, his buddy was Steven Seagal, another fat pig. I mean, no offense, Steven, but, you know, he doesn't look so hot anymore, does he? There was a Pentagon study back in 2008 that says Putin has Asperger's? Really? I don't know about that. What's he, like, is he a savant in, like, poisoning people or something? He has Asperger's. Because it's possible. I don't know. He's got a real literal mind, maybe? I don't know. Who doesn't have a literal mind, though? Well, some people don't. I do have a very literal mind, but I don't have that. Okay? People have accused me of that. I am not. No offense. I mean, if I did, it would be no big deal. But if you do, I'm happy for you, but I don't. But, you know, it's just like having a real literal mind. Jerry Seinfeld said he thinks he does or some shit like that. It is. It's just about having a literal mind. But he's a pig. Putin, you know. I mean, okay, guys. Now I'm gonna ride a horse without a shirt. You know, I'm gonna ride a horse without a shirt. You guys get a good shot of me. We put it in the paper that I control. It's cheating. He's a cheater. They savant of war crimes. Yeah, he's a cheater. That's what I don't get. Anybody that's cheating. Like when I was in sports, it was like you kind of learn you're not supposed to cheat. Like if you're cheating, you didn't really win. And the same's true of like a political race. If you cheat, you didn't really win. Now we just clearly, if you watch the news from the last 24 hours, the person who keeps saying that they won but they didn't win because it was all certified by Republicans in every state, but he keeps saying that he won. He's a loser. He's a loser because he didn't win, and he didn't win by, oh, okay, I lost. So you do, hey, good job. Not him. I'm still going to win. I'm going to win by cheating. That's not winning. That's the sign that you're a loser. You're a loser if you do that. You just admit you lost. You know, shake the other person's hand and be gracious. You don't like, oh. You know, Bill Barr was on TV just recently telling him. He was saying, yeah, I told him he lost. There's all these people that told him he lost. He's in trouble. I predicted this, by the way. That guy is in big trouble. I predicted he would get, I predicted Trump would get impeached twice. He did. And I also said, I'm not quite sure. I think he's going to jail. I think he's going to go to jail. Or I think what's going to happen is going to be some kind of house arrest. And that's what's going to happen. I got to think about it again. What was my prediction? He's going to be tied up in court and he might croak because the court is going to take so long, or he's going to get house arrest or something like that, something to that effect. But he's in big trouble. He's in big trouble. You know, people that rich never really go to jail. Well, they can. There's federal prisons that are full of people that are rich that end up in jail, so that's not necessarily true. In Russia, no way. If you're wealthy, you're not going to jail. You can do anything you want. Had this thing I posted on YouTube, on my, this Facebook, this YouTube. And what I said was, you can't own a gun in Russia. And a bunch of idiots, because if you Google that, well, you sort of can, right? You can have it for like hunting or sport, but you really can't. And everybody knows this, you have to be rich to be able to own the gun. You can't just be like I'm gonna go down and buy a gun. That's not the way that it works. You have to like pass this thing. That's Russia. That's Russia. You can't own a gun in Russia being just the normal everyday guy. You're gonna get a background check. You gotta be rich. If you're rich in Russia, you can do anything you want. And the police are corrupt like you wouldn't believe. So you can't like go down to Dick's Sporting Goods and buy a gun. You could in the Ukraine. That you could. It was a democracy, and you could go buy a gun. In Russia, no, you just can't walk into a sporting goods store and buy a gun. It's not the way it works. Don't believe everything you hear. Okay? That country is a wreck. It's been a wreck for years. You have no freedom in that country. I guarantee you, if I would have done the art show that I did about Trump, and it was Putin instead, and I was Russian, I'd either be in jail or killed. That is a fact. And I'll tell you, I'm telling you the truth. Coming close to the last election, I didn't know what was going to happen. I thought he was going to cheat again. He clearly tried. I stopped bad-mouthing the guy on Twitter because I was like, if he ends up being president again, I might end up in jail or dead or something. That's the greatest thing about like having a normal president and a normal AG too. You can say whatever you want. It's called freedom of speech. Now, freedom of speech only goes so far. You can't say whatever you want. Like you can't go into a movie theater and scream fire. You can't get on a plane and, hey, I got a bomb. You can't do stuff like that, right? That's not what we're talking about with freedom of speech. And my YouTube channel, my Facebook is not a democracy. You can't just say what you want. You can't just say what you want. It's not a democracy. It's a YouTube channel. And I'm always like, if it's any disinformation at all, I remove it. Especially about dogs. If it's about dogs or dog training, I don't care who you are. I really don't. I got rid of somebody on YouTube recently that was, I don't know what he thought. Seriously, don't know what this guy thought. But he's like trolling me about dogs, like sort of like, I know what I'm talking about with dogs. And we have 6 million dying every year in the US. So for somebody to be disputing what I say on my channel while I'm saying it, I'm going to remove your ass because somebody might see that, and if they follow your cues and think that it's okay for a dog to sleep in bed, with you, that dog there's a big chance that dog could end up getting a needle or in a shelter. That's important to me. You can't buy me, I'm not going to kiss anybody's ass. It's important about dogs. Hang on, Facebook's talking about tyrants. Putin is in a different when it comes to tyrants, America's ain't perfect, but man, um, Russia values in general are quite different from a classic liberal democracy. Well, yeah, he's a tyrant. He's a dictator. He runs that country. He had Pussy Riot thrown in jail. Now they were shutting down TV stations and radio stations. You can't even say the word war, right? See, that's not freedom of speech. They're shutting down, they're controlling what is being said in Russia about the war. You can't even call it a war. It's like this whole disinformation shit. That's what our country is all about. That's how we keep our politicians in check, with facts, okay? If politicians run the newspapers and control what they say, that's not freedom of speech. And once again, you're in a country like Russia. Now, we had somebody do that in the United States recently. And they did it with disinformation. They started saying everything is, if it was about the dude, he would say, that's fake news. Do you know what I'm saying? So that was the way it was going. Or China. Yeah, exactly. Same thing. Same thing. You can't just say whatever. You can't on TikTok, because it's Chinese owned, like, if you kiss your wife or your girlfriend on the mouth, you get your channel removed or your TikTok removed. What the hell is that? Who cares? You can't just, I made a joke. I was on there, I was doing good. I had about 50,000 followers in a month. But they didn't like me. I had one title, it was like, Harley Davidson riders versus, God, Destiny would know. Something. It was a joke. You know, it was a joke. But because it was like verses, that was it. Bye. And they kept my money that I made. I made about $600 on TikTok. China keeps it. I made that. It was fucking gifted to me, dicks. How is that good? How can they get away with that? Hang on. Russia recently, like if you haven't been watching the news, they're trying to control the grid in the Ukraine, and they're having a firefight outside of a nuclear power plant. Yay! Some kind of fire going on there too. It's supposedly the largest nuclear power plant in Europe. Isn't that wonderful? Thanks, Vlad. You know, you already had to deal with Chernobyl. They're up there. They got that thing too. I don't know what they're doing. Well, I know what they're doing. Now, I don't think that they want to destroy the power plant, but he's a maniac. I don't know, and things can go wrong. You know. Why are they doing that? If they want to take out power, they could just like bomb the power lines real quick. That'll take away people's power for a month or two, or as long as they want. But it's like, what's your deal? What's your deal, dick? Can you imagine being stuck there? Jesus Christ. Having to deal with Vlad's people. Fucking crazy ass Russian soldier kid. So, God. I wish that the Ukraine had, what's up, Hillsby? I wanted to ask you a question, I forgot what it was. I'll remember later. It was something about Instagram, I can't remember. Something about one of your Instagram posts. I can't remember what it was, but it was the last one I commented on. What was that about? Whatever. How about that? It was about whatever. And yeah, it's just, I'm so irritated with the whole thing. Fucking Vladimir and his fake taekwondo black belt. Yeah, take it away from him. You know, what a loser. I took a little judo. I was a wrestler. I didn't really do judo. I did judo so that maybe I could get better at wrestling. But as a wrestler, but I'd fight him if he wants to. If he wants to grapple, I think I could take that old man. I'm probably 15, 20 years younger. I tear that kid up. He's not a kid. He's a old man. I would. I'd tear him up. I couldn't beat him in hockey though because I can't ice skate. Just throwing that out there. So, Vlad, if you're watching this, I wrestle you and you can do judo, okay? And I'll wrestle. He's 69. I could take that guy, no problem. He's fat. He's a pig. He's probably 5'5" or something. He's got to be like shorter than me and heavier than me. Like he looks like he's probably like 170 or something. Like he's probably got 50 pounds on me, but he's probably shorter than me. Vlad. Put it in the war if you want to, Vlad. Give me a call. We'll grapple. But no ice skating matches, Vlad. I can't do it. I can't. And also, Vlad, no swimming competitions because I'm only really good at swimming underwater. That's it. And I can hold my breath real long. So if you want to do that competition, Vlad, I'll probably beat you at that. Vlad. Jesus Christ, what a tool. That last the hockey match that he was in, where they let him score like 4 times, the Olympic team, and Vlad scores 4 times. At the end, he's taking a victory lap and he falls down. It's awesome. So awesome. Falls on his face. Too bad we're funding this war. Man, you know what? You're an idiot. You don't. Oh, look at this, Jimmy. I see your hammer and sickle thing. You gotta go, don't you? No, that's it. That's not true. That's not what's going on, idiot. Hang on, I gotta go get my laptop and get rid of it. It's always Facebook where the Russian trolls come in. It is. And it's so obvious. It's so obvious. I gotta go get my laptop and get rid of this idiot. Hang on. Sammy the Raven, move. I don't know why Facebook can't get rid of the Russian trolls. It's just like, it's one of these things. I'll tell you what, this whole right-wing thing in our country, there's like pro-Russia. It's based on white supremacy and stuff. But I find it really bizarre. I do. I find it very bizarre. It is. It's real bizarre. Tucker Carlson saying like Trump and what's his name? The Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo. He's a savvy dude. I think Trump loved that guy, Putin. I think they probably kissed or something. Another thing for Kim Jong-un. Let me get rid of this tool. I mean, what a tool. Oh yeah, thanks, Biden. It's all Biden's fault, isn't it? What an idiot. I mean, seriously. Let me go look at Jimmy's page too. They're so obviously like Russian trolls. It's funny. I guess they just start opening up, a Facebook page and posting it. I have 60,000 followers or something on Facebook. So let's look at the Jimmy the Bot's page. Oh my God. Oh, he's such a troll. Look at the pictures he has. Oh my God. It's like of these oh God. 154 friends. Yeah, if that ain't obvious, God. Oh yeah, he hates the United States. It's got pictures of like the weird looking kid with the red, it's just it's a moron. It's a moron. Bye moron. See you later. Okay. Okay, let's ban him. Matt, I would agree with you. If he would have banned TikTok, it would have been okay with me. I didn't really want to do it. I got sort of talked into it, and then I did it, and then I wasn't going to do it again. I was like, fuck this. It was going pretty good, but it was like, God, and the trolls on TikTok are just like, I agree, man. I totally agree with you. Who's cooing? Well, Hemiwinkle's down there. He lives in this room with Sam. Solarton's out. That's Solarton out there in the hallway. Remy's out there in the hallway too. Hemiwinkle is always trying to get my ladybird, Any Putin artwork coming? I was thinking about that the other day. Strange you would say that. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Light Cloud. I appreciate that. Buy some troll repellent. I wish there was such a thing. I've been thinking about making Putin art. I have. I was going to do a flat piece the other day. This is so cliche, sort of making him into a vampire, Like, he's got to be worse than a vampire, I just think about Vlad the Impaler, Who would name their kid Vlad? It's like, who would name their kid Adolf? That name got ruined, for sure. So did that mustache. Do you ever see that mustache anymore? No. If you do, the person has a lot of issues. Right? I'm sure somebody with racial issues has named their kid Adolf. Exist. I'm doing okay. I don't have the Hitler mustache. I don't know if I'd hang out with anybody that had one of those. I'd be like, dude, can't you shave that thing off or just let the side part grow in? Turn him into a Twilight vampire? What do you mean, how would you do that? Just make him look unhealthy? Out of the Twilight vampires, I think the two weirdest ones are the Doctor, of course. He's really creepy. And then the big muscle kid. Sparkle in the sunlight. Yeah, maybe. I want him to look worse than that. Oh, I buy this in a 3-pack at Walmart. It's like $7 for 3 of them. Because I'm always breaking them and losing them. He ruined it for Charlie Chaplin fans. That's correct. Now, Charlie Chaplin was a genius. Very athletic dude, too. He was a brilliant dude. He had the Hitler mustache, but he was cool. And then Hitler came along and ruined it. What a dick. What a dick. Terrible. It's absolutely terrible. I hope that nuke power plant doesn't you know, I hope nothing bad happens. I wish that we could get, it's my plan, like if they could get drones to them, if they could get them a lot of drones, then they could go after them. Like they could have it low level or they could bring it up high, whatever. Don't we have like a couple hundred drones we could give them? It's cheaper than like an F-35. We don't have to steer it. We don't have to get involved. We could actually, you could be anywhere flying the drone. So we could take some like Ukrainian dude, have him in DC, put him in the chair. Are you really breaking any, come on. He's Ukrainian. He's, make sure that the drone has a Ukrainian flag on it and then start taking care of business because it's getting a little crazy. It's starting to look like Dresden. Just doing a scorched earth thing. I've seen confirmed videos of Ukrainian drone strikes. So have I. We don't know how many they have, but I think they need more. I think that they need a lot more. And I wish we could figure out some way to do it where like, what are the chances of World War III in your opinion? I don't know, I hope not. That would be unfortunate, wouldn't it? It would be very unfortunate. Be a bummer, man. What if they start using tactical nukes? Right? Aren't those like really, aren't tactical nukes like nukes on a really small scale? Hillsby, you're smart. Aren't tactical nukes but like on a really tiny scale? Like, don't they have like tipped bullets with like, isn't this correct? That'll take out a tank? It's like it's considered a tactical nuke, but it takes out that area. Tell us, Hillsby. We know you're smart. You've got the highest IQ here. Tell us, what's a tactical nuke? Isn't that what it is? It's a really small nuke. True or false? I might have to look it up. You think I'm right? I think I'm right too. I think they've made stuff like that now. Like it's for the battlefield, but it's like a really tiny explosion. 500 square meters, that's what it destroys. Non-strategic nuclear weapons is a nuclear weapon which is designed to be used on a battlefield in military situations, mostly with friendly forces in proximity. No shit. Yes, it's a non-strategic land-based thing. They're similar in scale, so it's safer to use with friendly. It doesn't sound that safe, does it? How much does it take out? 500 square meters. It's insane. Who's the genius that dreamed that up? Like, we were making them real big for a while, and then somebody was like, why don't we just make them real tiny? We'll make them real small. Now, I did have an idea on that same thought, which I don't know if it's possible. This is one of my harebrained ideas, is for a spaceship. It's powered by a nuclear explosion at the back of the ship, and somehow it's like, it's like a rocket in that it's causing, like a suitcase, it's causing an explosion, making it go forward. That I don't know if they're making that, but that was my idea. That's what I was thinking. That like I've thought of that a couple of different times. Like I think that seems like it'd be possible. And that, once again, I was thinking about the little tiny nuke explosion, right? And make sure that it's like going out that way, not coming back into the ship, because there's people on this ship. I would think that you could shield the ship. I suppose one of the Jewish scientists cooked. Yeah, because out of all, this is true. What group of people has more Nobel Prizes than any other group? The Jews. Thank you. Seriously. Wow. What a bunch of smart people. Seriously. Funny. I grew up with a bunch of Jewish kids. Funny. Oh my God. So Jewish people, Jewish dudes and gay dudes are some of the funniest people I've ever known. Yeah, more Nobel Prizes than any other group. Fucking amazing. Like, it's not just genetics. There's also like this drive and kind of emphasis on education. But I think a lot of it has genetics involved too, because another one of my harebrained ideas is that they have more alien DNA, the Jews, Hillsby, you have more alien DNA than like all us other slobs. You got more in you, so that makes you like more, you know. No, I think we're gonna make a little tiny. We're gonna make a spaceship, and it's gonna nuke explosion on the back. It's gonna be a real fast rocket. Actually, I was thinking that it could be like a series of them. Like it's not just one. It'd be sort of reusable, of course, and it would just sort of like. You wouldn't use lead, of course. We'd have to have something better than lead. But it had to be shielded. Or maybe it's shielded, you're out in space, and somehow the engine compartment can clean itself in some way by dumping it out in space. Isn't that a novel idea? Like we do with our submarines. Now with our submarines, we take the coolant from the main reactor. I was in the Navy. We take the coolant and then we take it off ship and then they refine it. They take the really heavy stuff and they bury it in the desert. The water that is left, they bring it back to the ship and then you dump it out at sea. I got in trouble that day when I found out what we were doing. They didn't tell us what we were doing. And then one day they said, hey, we're going out to sea. What? Yeah, we're going out to sea today. Why, what's going on? And that's what it was. We were going out there to dump nuclear waste. But so we're in line. We're like, we're doing that? Really? Because every time you go out to sea, there's like these dolphins that follow the ship, right? So we're like, what about the dolphins that always follow us that we like? And our CO goes, no, it's safe enough to drink. And so I raised my hand and I said, it's safe enough to drink? I'd like to see you drink a glass. He didn't like it. He didn't think it was funny. But everybody was like, this is screwed up. This is what we're going to do. We're going to go dump nuclear waste. It's refined, And they also, the other thing that they say is like, well, there's background radiation in the ocean. Yeah, well, let's not add to it, okay? It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. I don't know. What's the matter with solar? No, we have to have, like, shit power plants. What's the matter with fucking solar? There should be a solar panel on every square inch of this planet, like just about. Like on our roof. Every roof should have solar panels on it. Our cars should be covered in solar panels. There should be solar panels everywhere. Why aren't there? Although, I was commenting today, there are solar farms all over. They're sprouting up all over, so that's a good thing. I mean, up here in the country, there's a wind farm that's like not too far away. It's fucking weird looking. You see it at a distance and it's just like, it's crazy. You don't think about New York State. New York State's windy. There's a bunch of like lakes up here, the Finger Lakes, and Beaver Dams here, man, it gets really windy. Right, Sam? Sam, the garbage man, stole a pit. Sammy, come up here. Come up here, D-bag. Let's see if Sammy will come up and say hello. Sammy, come here. Here, come on, dude. Peter, you should look at. You don't know what my opinions are on that. The risk is. I worked on nuke subs, dude. I understand it. Oh, you think it's safer than solar? That's moronic, okay? That's moronic. It's a lot of out-of-pocket costs for the average person, and they discontinue the tax cuts for the most part. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that we still shouldn't do it. No, not solar, dude. Not trying to start any confrontations. I'm not saying it's totally dangerous. I'm just saying you do have to, at a point, get rid of the waste. What do you do with it when it has a half-life of 1,000 years? That doesn't sound real good. And my point, I'm not going off on you, but I mean, my point is, yeah, they're supposed to be safe. The one in Ukraine is supposed to be like pretty safe, right? It's not like Chernobyl. It's pretty safe. But there can always, you have a redundancy, but there can always be problems. If you can't cool that shit, it's gonna melt. So if you have a redundancy, like a three-way redundancy, things happen. That's all I'm saying is things happen you don't plan on. What if a meteorite hits Earth, right, on the nuke power plant? Well, they didn't plan for that, did they? And here's another scenario. A crazy country, right, invades another country with a nuke power plant, and they blow it up as a dirty bomb. They can't hide. You gonna blow up a solar wind or a wind farm? What's gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like France is almost all nuke. That's how they get all their electricity. Do you know what I'm saying? There are two orders of persuasive area, and the fusion requires catalyst, meaning you can be automatically shut off with an emergency. I don't know, man. I don't know enough about it, but I don't know. Deuterium reactors are designed to be meltdown proof. Well, I'll read about it. I don't know anything about it, but it's meltdown proof, right? Is anything really proof? That's where this stuff hits the fan. Everyone is going to be in a bad. I recommend. I'm sure it's very interesting, but I just don't know if anything is really that safe. But I don't know. There's certainly making solar panels is probably some kind of byproduct that's nasty for the environment, but I don't know. I don't want to drink heavy water or something. The reaction stops when the liquid catalyst melts through the seal at the bottom. So if it starts to melt down, it stops itself. Yeah, but it already melted down, and it's in water that's filthy, right? Isn't steam gonna come out of that thing that's fucking nasty? I mean, is it really that safe? I mean, I don't know. I'll look into it, but you know what I'm saying? Okay, so it's melting down. Oh, don't worry about it. It's gonna be okay. It is designed to breach the bottom first. I don't know what you mean by that, but I don't know. And there are sensors that will open the seal. I don't know anything about the seal. I understand. It's got to be. It's gonna get hot. It's melting. It's gonna heat up. There's going to be steam. Fukushima or whatever. Fukushima. Oh, that was a good place to build that thing, wasn't it? That was an awesome place. That's another point that I have. There's no place in this planet that it's really like safe to build it. There's earthquakes, there's volcanoes, just all kinds of, it's designed and it works in theory. Thank you, Hillsby. Thank you, Hillsby. Yeah, see, that's just it. But there's no place on the planet that's really safe. You have stuff coming from outer space, and then you have stuff coming from, you know, the core, and then there's stuff coming from the surface, from human beings that are crazy. I just don't buy it, man. I just don't buy it. There's no really, I mean, they're all, look at a map of France. Look at, and where are the nuke power plants in France? They're everywhere. They're everywhere. They cover that country. That's how they get all their electricity. So I'm not like saying that it's all like, yeah, you know, I know that it, you know, I don't know. I don't really like it though. There's one in Missouri, and when you would drive by it, you see it off at the distance. You could see the stacks, the two fucking crazy looking stacks. And it's just like, oh fuck, let's keep driving. You know, like there's one down there by the Hudson, you know, that's like right by the river, right by the city. And it's just like, what if some maniac, like, you know, what if some terrorist? That's my thing, is like terrorism is just like, those maniacs will do anything. They will. Look at Putin, he's a terrorist. I don't really know what he's gonna do. You would think he wouldn't want to screw up the nuke plant, but I mean, if he wanted to cut power to the people, you wouldn't even have to start a war outside the plant. You just drop some bombs on the wires going out of the plant, bam. They lose their power. That's not what he's doing. He wants to take over the plant or something so he can like pull the switch. Okay, so what kind of weapons do you have there, Vlad? He's a nut. He's always been a nut. He's always been a nut. He's always been a dickhead. Never liked him. I never liked Vlad, and I can't believe we have like Tucker Carlson that, why should I not like him? It's outrageous. It is. It's outrageous. Well, there's a lot of reasons not to like him, Tucker. Why do you like him all of a sudden? Because our last president liked him? Because what's he have on? What's Vlad got on you, Tucker? Does he got a tape of you upstairs in a hotel? I think a lot of Russians hate him. Sure, they can't get him out of office. Every time somebody runs against him, he starts poisoning them. The bald guy was talking last night. He got poisoned twice. He's very articulate. He's a smart dude. I don't know what he did before he tried running for office. He's, I think, in a science field or something, but he's really, really bright dude. Speaks English. He might be living here now because he doesn't want to go back there, because when he goes back there, Vlad keeps poisoning him. It's just like, of all the things to do, I'm going to poison my opponents. The one dude that's in jail, Alexei Navalny or whatever his name is, he was dying. They took him to Germany. Germany got him feeling better, and he's so patriotic, he goes back. Right? He goes back, and now he's in jail for 15 years. Got to get Putin out of there to get that guy out of jail. What about all the people that were arrested recently? They're supposedly getting 15 years. They're going to get 15 years. If they warned people with that were involved in the radio stations, any private radio stations, TV stations, use the word war, you're a terrorist, and you're going to be arrested, and you're going to jail for 15 years. You have to say what we give you as far as the news goes now. My Russian friend was begging him. I asked him how he was doing after 4 days with no electricity, and I get a heap of propaganda videos. He loves them, right, Hillsby? What's the matter with your friend? Is he an idiot? Is he like, well, we have him here. I got friends that are a hardcore Republican and they think Trump was great. They just hear the propaganda and they believe it. How, you tell me how this makes sense. A politician, news agencies are saying bad stuff, like this politician did all this stuff that's bad, and the politicians don't listen to him, it's fake news. And you believe it? You believe it's fake news? All the news agencies are saying one thing except one, and you believe Fox. That just reeks. That's a problem, isn't it? I mean, come on. It's Orwellian. It's so weird that people just believe it. He lives in Russia, so I assume it's a vein of North Korea. It's in vein of North Korea, I see. Yeah, wouldn't that be fun? Living in North Korea? They eat mud. They have to eat mud. This is true. That which president is your favorite? Abraham Lincoln. George Washington. I voted for Reagan. This is true. You know, people escape from North Korea. You know, they do. They escape from North Korea. And when they escape and they get to South Korea, they have to be wormed. They have to be wormed. They all have worms. It's very common that people have worms because, like tapeworm and stuff. Do you know how uncommon tapeworm is in the United States? Like 12 people a year out of 350 million. 12 people a year get tapeworm. But in North Korea, you're going to have some kind of worm. That's what I've heard, though. They eat mud if they have to. They're starving. He's starving his people. He doesn't care. His people are starving, and he's wasting money on bombs. That guy's a real dick. He's as big of a dick as Vlad is. They're both just like, what's their problem? But Kim Jong-un, he's not that rich. He's only worth about $3 billion from what I understand. Tapeworm used to be fashionable, I know, because you lose weight, right? Planting a tree today. Really? What kind of tree was he planting? Like a orange tree or something? I like them both. I like both the Abraham Lincolns. And I like Babraham Lincoln, too. See, this is just a moron. Bye, Marshall. I mean, people are so stupid. It's weird that people actually think they're funny and stuff. Oh, look at this, man. I'm missing all this stuff on Facebook. People are actually writing stuff. Oh, there you go. I gotta get rid of some. Yeah, I got idiots on Facebook. I gotta get rid of them. I should just turn it off. It's just like, let me get rid of the trolls, the Russian trolls. Or the hardcore Republican idiots. I was a Republican, but I wasn't an idiot. Okay, let's get rid of these people. Alright, bye Facebook people. Gotta do it. Clinton kill this, my God. Okay. All right, there you go. No, you're not a Republican. That is the response that the Russian trolls always say. We had this yesterday. We don't care. You're an idiot. Oh man, my nose. What time is it? I think I'm gonna have to go watch TV. I just want to come in and talk about how Putin's a joke. Sam was looking for something to mess with. Probably me. Here, you want to get on, Sammy? Get on. D-bag. I cleaned up his room a little bit today. I did a real half-assed job. I did. It's cleaner. The other day I swept it. Today I mopped it, but I really got to do a better job. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Maybe I won't. I don't know. We'll see. I gotta go drink water and watch TV. I gotta get up tomorrow and I gotta work these dogs. I gotta get the Vishla on the seesaw. And oh well, thanks. I'm glad you're watching my videos. Get the Vishla on the seesaw. Do some scent work with Merlin. And it's supposed to be not 65 tomorrow, but 65 like the next day. Go to bed, Hillsby. Thanks for your information. We always appreciate it. I will. I'll tell her you said hello. All right. I'll see everybody. Bye, trolls on Facebook. I'll see you guys. Thanks a lot. Bye.